and welcome to another episode of After the Coffee. And a little bit of a celebration because it's hump day. We're halfway through the week, and I hope that you're doing well, that you've set a plan come on Monday, and you are moving through that plan for the week with minimal problems, challenges, right? But when we do enter those challenges from the episode of Monday Morning Cup of Joe this week, we were talking about what if conversations. And what if conversations allow us to break away the confines of rigid thinking, do or die, terminal velocity, and say, wait a second, let's not be confined by, rigid constructs. Let's think, gosh, I hate the term, let's think outside the box. Well, let's get rid of the box completely right now and be more creative in terms of our problem solving and our decision making. And the way to do this is to surround yourself with a good, diverse team where you can say, I know we've had a difficult time trying to do this. Or someone says, that's impossible. Well, I rarely run into a situation that is absolutely impossible if we take the time to entertain what is possible. Now, in Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, he talks about the circle of influence and the circle of concern. If we focus on the circle of concern, those things that trouble us, we become paralyzed by it. Analysis paralysis, whatever you want to call it, but we become paralyzed. We do not move ourselves toward positive action. We stagnate. We take on victim mentality. Oh, there's nothing we can do. We might as well quit. I can't comes up quite a bit. And so I've used this as a facilitator, and I've facilitated hundreds of teams in my 30 years of the work that I do, and saying, I know it seems impossible, and maybe it is, but what if it could be done? What would it look like? And allow people to kind of simmer in that for a while. Now, we do have a certain scope of control, our locus of control, as I call it. And this is our circle of influence. We may be able to have influence on those things that concern us, but we focus on what we can do versus what we believe we can't do. And I would say that belief is what many determine as a limiting belief, because it keeps you confined. It keeps you in a box. You've got to move away from that thinking because there is no future there. Absolutely none. It is a place of stagnation. It's a place of inaction. It's a place of no progress. So we need to reach out to others, right? It's not all about us, especially as leaders. It's not at all about us. We're here to serve others. And if we get them involved and say, hey, guys, here's a challenge that I haven't been able to wrap my head around, but I think as a team, we might be able to figure something out. And here's the challenge. Here's the opportunities. What can we come up with? What can we explore together? And it may be 5-10 minute brainstorm. It may not be something that you do immediately, but say, hey, I want to include this in our weekly meeting so that we have some time. So I'm planting a seed so that you think about it. And then when we get to the meeting, you can share your thoughts. And remember, as leaders, we have to create this atmosphere of psychological safety where people feel comfortable putting things out there. And if they say something that's absurd, then you can respond with, how would you do that? What does that look like? Can you tell me more about that? Instead of saying, well, that's a stupid idea, right? Because, boy, you say that in a group, boy, you're going to see everybody shut down because nobody wants to be stupid. And the only stupid one in that situation, of course, is in the mirror. So we have to create this psychologically safe environment that allows people to throw out freewheeling, crazy ideas. It's a form of brainstorming. That what if conversation is a way of brainstorming ideas and possible solutions to the things that challenge us, perhaps on a frequent basis. And if we are able to resolve those issues, then it frees up our time to become more and more proactive. But only a true root cause identification and a permanent solution will allow that to happen. Sometimes we think we fixed a problem, and then a few months later it comes back. And that just tells us that we only addressed a symptom of the problem and not the actual root cause. So I know it's a lot to think about, but it is hump day. And Friday is really not that far away. Think about it. Have those what if conversations and share with the team. Hey, you guys, I want to introduce this concept of what if conversations. And it's really just a springboard for us to be able to get into a brainstorming mode of creativity, of thinking beyond our perceived limits and expanding our limiting beliefs to include beliefs that will work for us and not against us. So I'm going to leave you with that. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Have a restful and safe weekend. And I will see you Monday with our Monday Morning Cup of Joe.